Lucas lay on the bed, his mind wandering through the painful memories of his past. Sarah, the beautiful girl with a perfect appearance and a quiet character, like a model from a magazine cover, was by his side. She had always been there for him, ready to understand and caress him. Lucas couldn't help but wonder what he had done to deserve her love and devotion, especially after the heartbreak he had endured. Sarah, sensing his inner turmoil, got up and gently kissed his wine-scented lips. Lucas, still consumed by his anger and pain, turned away from her. "Go away," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "Please go. Then it will be too late. Too late." He weakly fell back onto the bed, his body and mind exhausted from the emotional toll. Undeterred by his words, Sarah clung to her beloved, remaining silent. She knew that she could never leave him, for life without him would be meaningless. She understood the depth of the wound that the other girl had left in his heart, how she had deceived his love and shattered his hopes. Sarah gazed into Luca's eyes, which were filled with an overwhelming pain. It is said that eyes are the windows to the soul, but not everyone is granted the privilege to look into them. Lucas had allowed Sarah this intimate access, or at least he had not forbidden it. She placed her hand on his chest, closing her eyes as she felt his aching heart beating beneath her palm. As Lucas stared at the ceiling, his thoughts were consumed by a desire to erase the past and start anew. He longed to change the course of events, to avoid the pain altogether. Sarah was the best thing that had ever happened to him, and he couldn't help but wonder why he had met her too late. Why couldn't she have been in Christina's place from the beginning? His mind drifted to those warm summer evenings, the day when his soul had frozen forever. He remembered Christina's words on the phone. "Honey, I'll be late, don't wait for me." He recalled how she had chirped, No, I'm on the night shift again today," while whispering to someone else, "The main thing is that he doesn't show up." Lucas had watched as Christina fixed her makeup and jumped into the waiting car, where Steve had kissed her lips with lust rather than love. For a month, Steve had been picking up Christina from work, bringing her back to the cafe, and giving her money. She had demanded nothing else from him, and he had needed nothing but her sexy body and passionate games. That fateful evening, Lucas had waited for Christina at the cafe, hoping to surprise her after work. But then, the phone call came, and he witnessed another man possessively stroking her thighs and kissing her lips. Lucas had simply left, unwilling to be just another one for the girl who had proven to be so deceitful. From that day forward, Lucas had vowed to lock his heart with 1,000 locks, never allowing anyone to know him as he had been before. He had begun to see girls merely as sources of pleasure, no different from the whore Christina had been. "What are you thinking about?" Sarah asked softly, stroking his hair. Lucas, lost in his thoughts, pondered the question. What was he really thinking about? He was tired of constantly reopening the wounds in his heart. He decided it was time to change something, starting at that very moment. "And you?" he whispered, his voice filled with a newfound determination. "Aren't you thinking about us?"